Welcome to the UI Mind Meditation Podcast with Dr. Jamie Derrick, a Zen Sunflower production. Welcome to Podcast 1, an introduction to mindfulness. This podcast will answer a few basic questions about mindfulness meditation and offer a little encouragement to start a practice. You're probably already aware of mindfulness given how much media attention it's getting these days. I just did a Google search of the word mindfulness and got over 40 million hits. So there's a lot you can learn just by Googling. Mindfulness is now available in school settings, from elementary to college. Workplaces are offering mindfulness because it benefits their employees. And there's lots of resources that are showing up in professional settings like hospitals. Therapists are using mindfulness as specific interventions for anxiety and depression and eating disorders. You can use apps to support your practice. And of course, there's resources like this one that you can find online. I'm glad you're here. It's pretty common to have questions. What if I don't like meditation? What if it's not right for me? These are universal questions. And for some people, meditation ends up really not fitting into their lives in some ways. But if you establish and maintain a practice, the benefits are astounding. The most well-established finding is that meditation and mindfulness help to reduce stress. The experience of stress, which is really an emotional feeling of being anxious and overwhelmed. And it can also reduce things at the physical level, where stress begins to erode our health when we experience it in a chronic and ongoing way. In our culture, stress is on the rise. The American Psychological Association did a recent study and found that 58% of men experience unhealthy levels of stress and 69% of women experience unhealthy levels of stress. This is just in the general population. On college campuses, those numbers are even higher. We're pretty familiar with the symptoms of stress: irritability, fatigue, losing motivation or a zest for life, feeling worn down, anxious. And meditation really does help these things. There's research that demonstrates that a regular practice results in reductions in all those symptoms: less anxiety, more ease. One study done by Aetna Insurance Company, they instituted a meditation program for their employees. And they provided meditation at the workplace, and over a very brief period of time saw tremendous change in the health and well-being of their employees. A 36% reduction in stress, which is big, a third less. Lowered symptoms, physical symptoms like blood pressure and heart rate. And overall, during the first year of this program, they saw a 7% reduction in healthcare utilization by their employees. So they were overall healthier and not using their health benefits, which is good for a company, of course, and it's also good for the employees because they're healthier. Many people, when they start out with a practice, feel like it's hard or it's boring or they're not doing it right and they want to give up. You can vary your meditations to address those feelings if they arise for you. If you're sitting and your mind is busy, then try a movement meditation where you're walking, quiet and observant, but moving. You can also do savoring practices, which are pretty universally embraced by the students that I teach. And this is slowing down to enjoy your daily activities with awareness, like eating with awareness and really enjoying the flavor and texture and nourishment of your food. Sometimes it helps to do practice with a class, or a structure like this one can actually really be beneficial to help you to maintain a practice when maybe you would skip it without the structure. You essentially use your grit to establish and maintain your practice and pay attention to how you're feeling when you do it and when you don't do it. For many of us, it's the direct experience of reduced stress and ease in our lives becomes the main motivation. So start small. A couple of minutes of meditation, often 3 to 5 times a week, is a great way to start, and you can build up as you establish your foundation. Settle in on something that you like, that you enjoy, and come back to those practices. And to get things started, let's do a breath practice together. You can begin by closing your eyes, letting your mind soften away from the discussion we've just had. Breathe in a nice long breath and release it, dropping into the physical experience of breath. Feel into this movement that so often happens in the background. The sensation of your chest expanding, your lungs filling with air, that momentary pause at the end of the inhalation, and the release of your breath from lung, the softening of your belly and chest. Again, attempting to keep your awareness focused on this physical process. Breathing in and feeling the lungs fill with air, and the release as your chest softens and your belly relaxes. One last time, breathing in, filling your lungs with air, expanding, opening, and then releasing, letting go as air exits from the lungs and your chest and belly soften. 3 conscious breaths, a very simple and refreshing practice. Thank you for your practice today. Carry it with you in every moment and come back again. Have a great day.